Hello, everyone. It's a very spooky edition of this podcast that you tuned into. It's called Is This What You Want? And I'm one of the hosts of this spooky, ghoulish, ogre, sticky, fingered, candy-appled podcast. I'm, what's a good...
Bat. Oh, what?
Bat-O-Flying? Bat-O-Flying's pretty good. I'm Bat-O-Flying, everyone. And across from me, as always, is Ghoulia. Fart and piss.
Ghoulia fart and piss.
Yep.
Wait, you're what? You're Bat-O-Flying and Ghoulia fart and piss.
Mine's much better because it doesn't have fart and piss at the end.
I think fart and piss makes it greater.
Yeah. I mean, fart and piss really goes hand in hand.
Here's the thing, because you literally fart and piss every day.
Every single day.
Do you think there's a day that goes by that you don't fart?
I don't want to live that day.
Like, I'm just saying humans in general. I feel like it's impossible not to fart in a day.
Well, I think I told you, maybe I talked about this in the podcast too. I used to have an old college roommate that couldn't burp.
Right, so he would just fart.
He'd fart so much. One time he farted from the dining room all the way up to his bedroom, which is like 2 flights of stairs.
Ew.
It was one long...
We talk about this guy every second podcast, I want to say.
It sounded like, those emergency alerts that you have on your TV. It's like, this is not a drill.
Imagine you couldn't fart, though, so you had to burp, so all your burps smell like shit.
What is there? Hold on. There's got to be a name for not being able to fart.
Okay, I'm going to say it's called Tudor's disease. That's bad.
To smell. That's good. Also, the dog just snarfed the microphone. Fecal incontinence. Okay.
That's if you can't shit or you can't fart.
Flatulence. Trapped gas. It's literally called trapped gas, which sounds like an old Sylvester Stallone movie.
I know. I was going to say like a metal band. Everybody were trapped gas.
We're trapped gas. The doors are locked. No one can leave. A band that gets smellier the longer they play.
I mean, that's every band.
That literally is every band. But this is like they're releasing gas in the room and making it smell more like farts.
They're going to kill you.
So that would kind of be like a good gauge for the concert. When it really starts to smell like shit, you're like, I think their last song is coming.
Yeah.
It's really
I hope their
like,
last song is playing.
We all trapped gas.
And if it doesn't smell bad enough, you get a refund.
Yeah, and the encore, everyone's just puking.
Hi, everybody.
It's good.
We always get to piss and shit real fast on this podcast.
You got to get it out of the way because, like you said, it happens every day. And I know it's been said a million times, but everyone does it, and everyone likes talking about it.
I mean, there's a lot of people who are really grossed out by it, and that's fine. I think we're just trying to normalize it. And we're also trying to normalize just wearing wigs.
Yeah, we're both wearing wigs right now. It's it's October 26th, 5 days until Hallows Eve.
All Hallows Eve.
Yeah.
And listen, because by the time the next podcast rolls around, Halloween will be over. So we're like, let's dress up. If you can't see us, which you can't because it's a podcast, we're both wearing wigs and robes.
Yep. Julia threw a robe on me and a wig. This wig is so hot.
This wig's hot too.
Very, very long, hot wig. I hate how Halloween makes such a hard pivot into November.
Yeah.
It's like cool, fun fall time, and then the next day you're like, November. It just flops into gray November. Grayness and chilly fall weather in October is fun and cute. And then November, there's just nothing cute about it.
Listen, the only thing cute about November is my birthday.
That's right.
November 14th.
Turning 47.
If you'd like to send me a birthday gift, my Venmo is Julia Comedy. But no Presh.
Yeah, or if you're in Canada, just light a candle and make a wish.
Yeah.
I guess that's all you can do in Canada.
You can make a little wish.
RBC e-transfer to...
I'm not going to give my public email to these
Who cares?
vagrants.
What's the harm?
I don't know if this podcast blows up and people hate us at some point and they're just going to email slam me.
Yeah, you don't want to get email slammed. That's what all the hackers do. They're email slamming people 24/7.
I don't want to get email slammed.
I guess the people could sign you up for weird email lists. Like, I mean, is that where junk mail comes from? Is some guy out there just signing up for weird like boner pill emails with my email?
Yeah.
I mean, some of the ads.
Are boner pills working? Are people really buying boner pills?
I'd like to try one someday. There's that
from the ad.
What do you mean?
Like a boner pill?
Not from the junk mail. No, I don't want junk mail boner pills.
Oh, you just want to try like Viagra.
Sure. Or there's those hymns. I mean, this is a free ad for them, but that's always an ad on things. It's like hymns. It's like discreet packaging, and young people can use it too.
Oh, I've not heard of Hims. We should try Hims. Both get some boners.
Sure, I'll try it.
Is there hers? Is there like lady boner ones?
I'm sure they're working on it. But it must be crazy. I knew guys in college that would take Viagra, and then I remember I almost took some because they were all like, "Let's just take it, just see what it feels like." And then they were just walking around with boners for like a full day, and like just not leaving their rooms, just being like, "I can't go anywhere. I have a huge boner."
So when you have a boner for that long and it won't go away, even though you're jacking it, does that mean the boner is still there, but you're not coming?
Yeah, I think it's just a rod. It's just extended out like a cell phone tower.
Or
it's a tool.
If you're coming, does it just still stay hard?
Yeah, I think that's the point. I knew guys that would take it for that reason. They would finish, but then they'd be able to keep going. You know what I mean?
God.
Yeah, it's like some sort of sex doll robot.
It's just a lot.
Is it too much to comprehend
and
these days?
It's too much for me, and so I'm gonna take a swig of my drink because it's Chappy Hour.
It
everybody.
is Chappy Hour,
Happy Chappy Hour.
Only happy hour dedicated to the worst robot movie of all time, Chappy. And let us know if you're going as Chappy for Halloween, so I can drive and fly to wherever you are and punch you in the face. No one should be Chappy.
Imagine we see some little Chappies this Halloween.
Oh, God.
Chapping it up for Chappaween.
If you dressed up like Chappy, people would be like, what are you, some sort of rabbit robot? No one would know.
I'm Chappy.
You'd be like, oh, no, I'm Chappy. I think the general public would be like, I don't know what the fuck Chappy is, but it sounds racist.
I'd say it sounds dry.
Chappy?
Yeah, it's all chapped.
Like a chapped robot? A dry robot?
Ew. I mean, you don't want a wet robot because that would create quite the...
I'd prefer a wet robot over a dry one. One that's just like rusty and...
Yeah, you don't want a creaky robot, but you don't want like a robot full of water is going to explode or set on fire.
That should have been the movie Chappie. He should have like shot chapsticks out of his fingertips or something like that. Chappie's coming. He's just climbing Everest.
Oh, my lips are dry. Chappie's here.
Chappie's here, and he's just shooting a chapstick at hikers and mountain climbers. Now that's a movie.
What are you chapping, Matt?
I am chapping. You went out to some sort of brewery next to your Pilates place. Mm-hmm. I don't even know how to describe this. It's called Kiss the Ground. It's a farmhouse ale. Honey, orange peel, charred lemon verbena. I don't know what lemon verbena is, but it sounds like...
Lemon verbena is an herb.
Sounds like it's a good drag name.
Lemon verbena.
Lemon verbena.
Verbena.
It's like plant-based bistro and brewery. First of all, isn't all beer plant-based?
Yes, but Sage Brewery is a restaurant that is all plant-based, and they also make their own beer.
I get it. It's nice. Yeah. It's fun, fancy-free. I'm tasting the orange. I think there's some charred lemon, and I'm all verbena over here.
I'm all verbena over here.
Yeah, I am so full of verbena from that
I had a
drink.
sip of it before I gave it to you, but I just wasn't feeling beer because I'm wearing this like robe and this nice wig. I'm like, I have to drink some Prosecco. I'm drinking a Brut, and I looked where it's from. First of all, it's called Splendid, and it's from Germany.
Wow.
I am drinking a Splendid Brut from Germany.
The Germans.
That's just Arnold Schwarzenegger, and a bad one at that.
And he's Austrian.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
drinking the Brut.
Here's the problem. Arnold's been on a lot of podcasts lately, and I think the Arnold impression is coming back again.
The Arnold impression never left.
I know, but it was dying. It was slowly going to the background, and now it's
well, it was slowly going to the background, and then he ran for governor and became governor, and then it came back, and then it kind of went away, and now it's back.
Walk-in impressions are going down. I would like to start a stock market for hacky celebrity impressions.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken impressions are down 3 points. Bill Clinton still pivoting.
Is that what stocks do? They pivot?
They pivot. They pivot and flop. Who's another good one?
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine is still steady on the rise.
Yeah, Michael Caine. I don't know if Michael Caine's on the rise.
I mean, more people are doing Michael Caine these days, I think. There's another one. There's like, hey, because that's the old hacky comedian trope is like, hey, imagine you had a GPS, but it was Snoop Dogg. I think it would sound a little something like this.
Turn right at the light double G.
Yeah, something like that. Which is funny because that used to be like back when I started stand up, that used to be like an actual premise. Like the GPS voice. Imagine if it was Christopher Walken. And now you can program it to do
Yeah.
that. So it's like
Life imitates art.
life imitates art.
Yeah. So we're chapping. What were we talking about right before that?
Poops and farts and dumps.
No, about
It's,
the impressions.
The impressions. No, I don't know. It's November coming up.
I
It's
don't know.
Halloween.
I just my brain totally just went empty.
Yeah, we're not taking Halloween that seriously this year. It's
No.
usually we go. I feel slighted from last year because I thought our little Halloween video was so good. We dressed up the dog like a lobster. We both dressed up like Red Lobster employees. You dressed up like this big bearded ginger chef.
Gross Red Lobster chef, and then Matt dressed up as a Red Lobster employee. We had bang on costumes. Shanj was a lobster.
I recreated an actual Red Lobster commercial. I'm like, this is going to kill. This is why you never know. You absolutely never know.
And I will say the video that I had the idea for, because we put a mustache on the pumpkin. I'm like, this looks like you. And I had the idea. I'm like, what if you catch me hooking with the pumpkin? You were like, about it.
Yeah.
And that one really popped off.
I think I try to go too complicated with it sometimes. Maybe the Red Lobster one was people are like, whoa, like, I don't even know what to think of this.
Yeah.
Whereas you fucking a pumpkin and me catching you, people are like, I get this.
I get this.
Yeah.
I get it too. I got it. Get it? Because I fucked the pumpkin.
Oh, wig hair. I also was saying that the caption online, that's what hooks people. I caught my wife cheating on me, and people were like, whoa. And then you're kissing a pumpkin, and they're like, oh. But still fun.
One guy was like, I thought that was Taylor Swift. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you.
Imagine it was. Imagine I was like, oh yeah, quick cameo by Taylor Swift. She stopped in to do a 25-second pumpkin fucking video.
Yeah, they got 4,000 views.
Yeah, I mean it's popping. I think it's at 10,000 on Instagram. It's every day of my life is thinking about these dumb videos, and it really is it because I was thinking about that. I'm like, well, if we lived in New York, we'd be doing a lot more stand-up shows, but if we lived here, we have more time to work on videos and stuff. So. And that's the thing with stand-up these days is the people that are really popping off are just from the videos. So I'm like, well, you know what? I'll go really hard on that. And it's funny because I think I used to think that everyone knew about this. I was talking to my sister about this. I'm like, oh yeah, posting all those Instagram videos. And she's like, oh, is that a big thing that comedians do? I'm like, it's all we do.
Yeah.
It's our entire business right now is posting Instagram videos.
I guess the thing with New York, though, it's like you're getting more stage time, so I feel like your jokes are maybe getting better. That's the one thing.
My joke's getting worse.
In LA. Yeah. Because some people aren't, they're prioritizing their videos so much that you're not writing as much, you're not taking as many risks sometimes. I don't know.
It is getting audiences really want crowd work, and I know I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before, but it's getting crazy out there.
Audiences want crowd work in real life at shows, but then you post a crowd work clip, and half the time people are like, "Crowd work isn't real comedy." I'm like, listen,
but that's other comedians. That's like comedy snobs, but regular people are like that. Regular people like it.
I guess it's just like you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't.
So you just got to do, and then hope that the things don't. What?
Oh my god.
Either way, that's what's happening this week. I'll tell you what else is happening. In 5 days, it is All Hallows Eve, and I did look up some fun facts about Halloween that I think it might be fun to talk about.
Oh my gosh, Matt, do share.
Well, there's a lot going on with the Halloween holiday. Did you know it dates back more than 2,000 years?
Okay, yep.
Older than Christianity itself.
Oh, wow.
Take that, Christianity.
Yo, the Pope's mad.
The Pope's pissed. The Pope's like, I should have come up with a Halloween. If Christianity came up with a Halloween, it would be way shittier.
So wait, who came up with Halloween? The witches?
Well, it's
pagans?
They say it's pagan. There's a lot in this article that's saying it was the Irish.
Always blame the Irish.
There's one. Yes. This fact says immigrants helped popularize the holiday in the U.S., and it's Irish immigrants. They're like these crafty little tricksters. They didn't say that exactly.
Okay, I was like, oh my God, who wrote this?
This community of mischievous Halloween pranksters, and they're calling it the Irish. I don't know if this is anti-Irish propaganda.
Also, right above that, what does it say? It says something. Some Halloween rituals used to be geared toward finding a husband.
Yeah. According to History.com, women used to throw apple peels over their shoulder, hoping that they would see their future husband's initials in the pattern they made when they landed.
Oh my God. I thought they were like throwing apple peels and then it hit some guy in the face. He's like, I just got hit in the face with an apple peel. And she's like, oh, now that I have your attention.
Yeah.
What do you think about these? And just shows her big old jugs.
Yeah, that's how they did it back in the day.
That's
apple
how I met
peel,
Matt.
big old jugs.
I chucked some apple peels and then you're like, ow, my eyes. And I'm like, what do you think about these cans? And you're like, I guess we'll get married.
It worked. I mean, how is an apple peel? First of all, as a man with an M for the first name, that's a lot of apple peel. That's
a
1,
lot
2, 3, 4. That's 4
or what
peels.
if you have like a J? How do you make a J out of an apple peel?
If your name begins with an I, you're laughing. All the women in town thought they were going to marry you.
Oh my God, I'm marrying Ian
Iodine. Oh.
Ian Iodine? This is my husband, Ian Iodine. Hello.
This is the most spookily dookily part of this. Well, here's the other thing is when bobbing for apples, which have you ever bobbed for an apple?
Yes, I specifically remember we had like a Halloween scary thing set up in the library in elementary school, and one of the things was bobbing for apples. And I remember as a kid being like, this is not sanitary. This is very unhygienic. This is disgusting.
Spitty, disgusting kid mouth going into a slop bucket of spit.
Yeah.
That's
and walking by and being blindfolded and it's like, all right, put your hands in here. And they're like, those are the witch's hair. And it's just like cold spaghetti. And I'm like, we're in the library. Where's the sink? Like, it is gross.
It's very unsanitary. It's a very unsanitary time. And not to mention all the sweaty, rubbery masks that are just sticking all the bacteria in them. I was watching, you went to bed and I was like, there's on Hulu, there's a Halloween section, and I saw that there was an old episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, a Halloween version. Mm-hmm. And first of all, the show's almost unwatchable. The acting is crazy in it.
I think I tried, because I never saw it as a youth. So years ago, I was like, you were out of town. I'm like, I'm going to watch it. And I'm like, hey.
You know what's funny?
Can't.
I forgot that, Seth Green?
Yeah.
The little guy that's in Family Guy. He's like one of the boyfriends. He's also a werewolf, but he's also like, he's so he thinks he's so cool in that show, and he plays so suave and cool.
And he's supposed to be cool?
I don't know. He's like, they're almost playing it like he's some sort of hunk, and I'm like, he's just a little guy. He looks like he manages a Blockbuster.
Oh, but people back in the day were like, oh my God, he's cute. People weren't as concerned about height when they were children.
And then he tricked all of Hollywood and all the girls in America, because then he was like, I'm going to make Robot Chicken and play with toys for 10 years. Good for him. But either way, there was a scene in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, this Halloween episode, where these frat guys were having a Halloween party, and they're like, we're going to have these stations where it's witch's hair and peeled grapes for eyeballs.
Yeah.
And the head frat guy, he's like, you got to do that. You blindfold the girl, you make her touch these things, and they love it. They get so scared, it gets them so hot. It's like, do you want to get laid or do you want to get laid? Start peeling these grapes and make them eyeballs. Like, they literally said that. I can't understand who wrote that. They must have been some alien. If that episode came out now, I'd be like, oh, AI wrote this.
Yeah, AI wrote this. Women get horny from peeled grapes.
Yeah, when you're saying when you give a woman a handful of witch's eyes, they get so fucking wet.
Listen, if I took those witch's eyes and shoved them in my vagina, yeah, maybe.
The grossest part too was one of the main characters, Xander, who, by the way, I used to get in high school. People were like, "You remind me of Xander from Buffy."
I don't know this man. I'm gonna have to look him up later.
He's not.
Look him up right now.
He's kind of a dorky.
I went to high school with a guy named Xander, and he was fine. He was just
Is
a
it
bit
short
of a
for Alexander? That's Xander.
Oh, you know what?
A little bit.
A little bit. You
Yeah.
don't. It's like the coloring, and especially when his hair was
Coloring?
longer. Yeah, the coloring in his face,
Like
and
his face
skin.
and skin. I get it. Yeah, and he's kind of like he kind of reminds me of I'll tell you it off the record. He kind of reminds me of a comic that we know that we're. I'll tell you later. I couldn't stop thinking about that.
Well, we have to edit this out now. This is weird.
No, it's not. No, we'll keep it in. So then,
Who is it? I want to know.
It's okay. I got to type it out here.
Oh well, this is just the people at home. Yeah,
A little bit.
No.
Oh, this dog wants me to pet her. So here's the thing. I'm wearing this very long wig and robe. I think she thinks I'm a different person.
Well, we put our wigs and robes on. And for me, because she's colorblind, she's like, okay, something looks a little bit different with you. But then Matt has this giant wig on and a robe. Like you literally. So I took Pilates today, bragging.
Wow. I did Pilates too.
I mean, I took a class. I drove there.
That's right.
And as I was leaving, a guy was coming in for the 1 p.m. class. And I swear to God, he looked exactly like you.
Like right now?
Like right now.
Wow.
Like he had long hair, mustache, and he's all like, hey, namaste.
Wow. So I could show up to this Pilates class and they'll think I'm him and I get free classes?
I mean, you could walk in and just sit on one of the reformer machines and I think they'd be too scared to say anything.
Yeah, everyone fears me, the long-haired mustached man of Silver Lake. Well, when I put this wig on, Shange looked at me and she almost submitted. She like put her paw up and she was like, I don't know who you are.
Oh, praise you, Lord.
Yeah, she does have this anticipation paw that comes up, and it's a Chihuahua thing, which I never had with other dogs. But she'll just be like,
I don't know.
Please, this is all I have. It's like we're robbing her. Like she has a little purse.
Dogs should have little purses. Dogs shouldn't have to pay for things.
Also, back to bobbing for apples. It's hard.
It's very hard. They're huge.
It's huge, and I don't know. I remember being at a party and no one could do it because I think they put it up because they were like, yeah, this is an old Halloween tradition, and everyone just got so frustrated and they're like, fuck these apples.
Because an apple is way bigger than your mouth. So if you're just like no hands, like trying to hack at it, unless they're little crab apples, but then you're choking on those.
It should be a test to see who's a vampire and who's not, because a vampire could pick up bob for apples like that. No problem.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Crazy. Oh my God. Speaking of spooky stuff, I know we're not really we're still talking about Halloween facts, but here's a Halloween fact for you. I had never seen The Shining until yesterday.
Yeah, we watched it last night. We had some wine and a couple edibles and powered through it. It was the director's cut too, so it was like it was over 2.5 hours.
It was so long, and then finally I was bobbing for apples. I was so tired, like whoa, and I'm like, how much longer? And you're like, 45 minutes. I'm like, are you? Don't get me wrong, I was loving it, but I'm like, I'm tired, man.
I love that movie. I don't like horror movies a lot. There's something about it. I think it's because the book is brilliant. And it's completely different than the movie. Yeah. But the movie's brilliant. You managed to get two different brilliant things from one source material. And it is such a slow burn, though. Like that was a thing with movies back then. It was just like...
They really take their time.
They take their time. There'll be parts where like Wendy was walking down a hall and it's like 20 or 30 steps. And you're like, okay, they're really building
But
this.
it almost makes you pay attention more.
It
because
does.
You're like, because usually I look at my phone during movies or whatever, and you're like, put it down. You have to be present for this. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, right. I am enjoying this.
It also builds the environment, too. By taking your time, you actually get a chance to look around the rooms of this place and the corners and whatnot, and you kind of feel like you're more there. I get it. And a lot of movies don't do that. Like, there was a couple scenes. There was a scene where, like, Jack Nicholson was talking to Danny, his kid, and the camera was just there, and it was, like, just... I was watching it and I'm like, oh, this is like one take. It's just so slow and they're just really taking their time with it. It was very good, but I did have to do a buffer before bed. That's why I turned Buffy on.
So you did a buffer before bed. I went
buffer. Did you have Shining dreams?
No, I actually. Okay, the dog's staring at me.
That kid nailed that part too.
Honestly, that kid was great.
Yeah.
I went straight to bed and I didn't have shining dreams, but I think I told you in one of my dreams I was like at some sort of like cottage area. It was weird, and then we're like, okay, we got to get out of here. And I rode by horseback to the Newfoundland airport, and it didn't look at all like it was Newfoundland, but they had this like one section in it that looked like New Orleans in the Newfoundland airport, and we're all like, this is amazing. And then I woke up.
Huh. Newfoundland, eh?
To the Newfoundland airport.
I'll bet trick-or-treating is very fun in Newfoundland.
Oh, how'd you buy day or scuppa-dee?
They don't care that we make fun of them, right? Like they know that they're being made fun of because they're so lovely. They're such lovely people. Everyone from Newfoundland that I've met is just the best.
It's all in good fun, but I will say when I was there and I tried to do crowd work because I was hosting Yuck Yucks many moons ago, this was like 10 years ago, I would ask questions and they'd respond, and I'm like, I genuinely don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, the accent is crazy. That's why, how do you pronounce trick-or-treating? Trick-or-treat! Trick-or-treat, bye! Ha, trick-or-treat, bye!
And
Give me
obviously
candy.
it's different. Certain
Guy throws a
newfies
big
have,
wet fish in your bucket. Thanks for the fish boy. Oh, we got a wet cod.
It's a beautiful place.
Trick or cod. They probably call it trick or cod.
Trick or cod.
Or cod or treat.
Wait.
Oh. What were you
Speaking
gonna
of,
say?
I like how I try to do segues of like, speaking of cod or treat, and then you're like, don't ever do that, and then you do that all the time.
Well, I was gonna say, speaking of treat, did you? I never thought about this. That back in World War II, apparently trick or treating didn't happen because they were rationing sugar, and everything was getting rationed back then.
Oh my
I remember
God.
there was like a tin shortage. There was like a lot of shortages.
Everything was rationed. That's
War
why
really
when
sucks
people
everything
were
up.
like during the pandemic, where it was like, hey, maybe just wear a mask and be considerate. People are like, my rights and freedoms. I'm like, do you understand?
Yeah, back in World War II, they didn't have sugar or metal, and
Like,
they just had to keep living their
People had to
lives.
steep old cloves to make coffee. Like it was, we are very privileged.
I can't imagine. I think that would come close to ending society if they were like, you have to ration sugar. The way people are addicted to sugar now versus
Especially
World War
now.
II,
Yeah.
like I'm also curious if sugar rationing, did people just look fucking great? Were people walking around with abs being like, where did these come from?
Well, they're emaciated because there wasn't enough food. But anyway, sugar
But
rations.
either way, it came back and the kids were able to eventually start trick-or-treating.
Well, we love that.
Halloween is the second largest commercial holiday in the country.
Wait, so the first is Christmas?
It's got, Christmas is the one.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know what third would be, but no one cares about the third most loved holiday.
Some of these facts are just plain old common sense.
Yeah. Most Americans spend on candy, decorations, and costume. What? Oh,
Yeah, they spend their money.
yeah.
On
Many of us put our monies where our mouth is. The largest share goes towards candy, 95% picking up sweet stuff, 75% planning on buying decorations, 65% shopping for costumes. I would say that's true because, there's candy everywhere. Even if you're not celebrating Halloween, we have a bag of candy that we got from Costco. Kirkland chocolate only, which is the best bag of Halloween candy I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Because I never want sugary stuff.
I know. Well, I sometimes I want like a Skittle or like a gummy candy or something.
Yeah.
But I don't want a whole bag of it. But this is chocolate only.
I don't want a Tootsie Roll. I don't want those like toffees that come in the Halloween wrapping that are just like nondescript and there's no company name on it. And you're like, who even made these? Here's the thing with candy corn. I love it. Everyone
That's the big
shits
debate.
on
Everybody
it.
shits on it. And you know what? I can't remember if I know what it tastes like.
We should get some soon. We are. Oh, we should have mentioned this. We are going to a fall fair tonight.
We're going to a fall fair.
Might take the wigs off for that. Might toots and a woog off to the.
We will take our wigs off for the holiday fair,
fall
Halloween
fair.
fall fair, and we were hoping, we're like, I want like pumpkins and hay rides and stuff, but I'm like, I think it's just a fair that happens during the fall, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect because we wanted back in Toronto. They have the CNE or the exhibition, and it's exactly that. There's like fun little tents and exhibits and whatnot. And this appears to have a lot of rides, but we do want some junky shit food.
I want some junky shit food, and you know what? You know what I really am craving? I'm craving when we went to it was near Peterborough. We went to some fair there.
Oh, it's like Coburg Fair, I think.
And it was around apple season, so we got apples. And then we went into this one, there was like a sheep shearing area. We went into this other thing where it was like, look at all these big fucking chickens and like wacky looking birds.
Yeah,
That's what I like.
I know. I hope there's something like that.
I
At
hope
least
there's
we
a
can look at
wacky-looking
it.
bird.
There's probably some ugly people we can look at.
Wow.
We'll see. We will see. Here's the thing with this facts. I'm reading this from goodhousekeeping.com. They really got it out for the Irish. They're blaming Halloween
saw that.
almost completely on the Irish, and I can't tell if it's fact or
Listen to
this is
this.
some sort of trick.
The Irish also brought us the jack-o'-lanterns.
As the story goes, it says an Irish man named Stingy Jack tricked the devil and therefore was not allowed into heaven or hell. So he spent his day roaming the earth and carrying a lantern, hence the name Jack of the Lantern. Tell that story to the kids when you pick them up their seasonal squash, and try not to get goosebumps when you carve up your own pumpkins this year.
So you're carving Jack's fucking head?
Stingy Jack. Why would they call him Stingy Jack? So he wasn't allowed to go to heaven or hell, so he just walked around with a lantern. There's old Jack with his lantern.
So that's okay. Oh, I can't go to heaven or hell. Better carry around this lamp.
Yeah, because he's fucking, just trotting around trying to find out where to go.
I guess. Okay, wait. One more fact, and then I have to say something else.
Uh-huh.
They used to be carved out of turnips, potatoes, and beets.
This is back to the Irish. We're going back to the Irish. Jack-o'-lanterns did originate in Ireland, after all. I can't tell if this is a joke. Like, the fucking Irish came over here. They tricked all of us.
A jack-o'-lantern out of beets? That would be such a mess.
Way more scary, actually.
Way more. It would look
'cause
like
it would
blood.
look blood. It would look like
Yeah.
a bloody face. But a potato
potato.
jack-o'-lantern, that's just goofy as hell.
God. But there are those potato dolls that you put like pins in and you make curses.
There's a couple guys I've seen at comic book shops that look like potato jack-o'-lanterns.
You've really got it out for uggos.
It's the wig. The wig makes me confident and catty.
Yeah, the wig's making you like a sassy bitch.
I'm a real bitch. Oh, I'm such a bitch.
Oh, I've had enough of these fucking Halloween facts. What is this?
No,
Halloween
there's some good.
fact
There's
o'clock?
also traditional Halloween bread in Ireland.
Oh my god.
What do you think it's called? What do you think traditional Halloween bread in Ireland is called?
A loaf of scary.
Oh, why don't you cook up a loaf of scary over there, darling?
Yar, it's me loaf of scary.
It's called barmbrack or just brack.
Barmbrack?
The sweet loaf typically contains dark and golden raisins. Oh, God, they would. As well as a small hidden toy or ring. They would always do that back then. Why would they always put like money and toys in cake?
Yeah, so you can choke on it and die. My grandma used to make a money cake, and she would use wax paper to put the money in. Obviously, she'd clean the money, put wax paper. Oh my god, it was such a good cake. But then my greedy sister and I would be like, I want the one with $1. I'm like, you can't put money in a cake for kids and expect them not to get insane.
Yeah, that's
It's cake and money, and it's a kid with their
and
stupid
you
little kid
could
brain.
eat it. I mean, at least the wax paper was around it because also money's disgusting too.
Yeah, you wash the money, you
lot of-
wrap it in wax paper, you put it in a
I
cake.
get it. I think I told you about dollar hay back in because when I went to the Thorndale Fair back in I was
They
in London,
chucked
Ontario,
$1 in a hay bale, and you have to get it.
there was a pile of hay and they called it loony hay, and the kids would gather around it and a guy would throw a handful of loonies in it, and then you just dive into the pile of hay and try to get the loonies.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it was
Also,
crazy.
you're probably getting like stabbed under your fingernail.
That's the least that's happening. Kids were beating the piss out of each other. I was coming out bruised and bloodied and with like $2, and I'm like, well, this is not worth. And then next to that was the cow patty bingo, and you're just like, what the fuck even is this? You're betting on what spot a cow's going to take a shit in.
If there's dollar hay at this fall fair, you are entering,
Absolutely.
and you're not coming home until you got at least $3.
That's the thing. That fall fair for me back then, it was my Vegas because I'd go to the
you
loony hay
gamble.
and then I'd go gamble on the cow shit immediately and I'd lose it all. I'd lose everything. And then I'd just watch mutton busting until the sun went down.
What's mutton busting?
That's when kids ride sheep like
okay, mutton
bulls.
busting sounds like when you jerk off sheep.
They do that after the sun goes down.
No.
I think that's when Disney almost made Hocus Pocus a completely different movie. Oh, God. Where is this going to go? The original title was Disney's Halloween House. Oh, that's stupid.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Had a much darker and scarier script, according to IMDb. Not only that, but Leonardo DiCaprio was courted to play the teenage heartthrob Max. I could see that, but he turned it down to do What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Yeah.
But-
Illinois produces up to 5 times more pumpkins than any other state because it's full of the Irish.
That's true. This is all going to come back to the Irish somehow. These dirty Irish in Illinois.
Candy corn was originally called chicken feed.
Yeah, that's why people don't like it. The sugar recipe is unchanged since the 1880s. It does taste like a treat that they had in Pilgrim times. If
Well, they also look like little pilgrim hats.
They do. The coloring is weird. How do they get the coloring? Do they paint it that way? Because it's stacked and it's
Yeah,
what is
it's
it, white, orange, yellow.
I don't know. Part of it looks brownish.
I think it's white, orange, yellow. Candy corn. The white tip, the little tippy top. Yep, tippy top, and then back down, orange, yellow. Yeah, it definitely tastes like something that if you didn't have electricity, you'd really enjoy.
Yeah.
Monster Mash hit number 1 in 1962. Oh God, that song. Is somebody making millions of dollars on that?
They must be.
Bobby Boris Pickett.
Bobby Boris Pickett.
That's who made the Monster
They did
Mash.
the mash.
And I read an article about it that he basically just did it as like just a joke. Like his record label is like, you need like a dance song. You need a song that has like a mash in it. Or it's like every song back then is like, we're doing the pickle ankle. And they're just out doing the pickle ankle in the middle of a field. It's. I mean, it's a tale as old as time. With
Should we write
entertainment.
like a new dance song, like a new like holiday dance song, like maybe like the
Pickle ankle?
Christmas pickle ankle or the Valentine sneeze or
Yeah, the Valentine sneeze.
the Easter ugly.
We'll write a holiday, choreograph a holiday dance.
It's time to do the Easter ugly.
Yeah.
Step right to right and do the fugly. Step right to right. Wow. This
that's
wig
double right.
is overheating my whole head and my cheeks are so hot.
Okay, here's the thing with this Halloween episode. We're gonna plow through these facts. We're gonna get all the way to the end, and then that'll be it. And then we're gonna go off to the fall fair. You can visit pumpkin patches in Hawaii.
Uh-oh.
It's a watermelon farm for the rest of the year, but it pivots to a pumpkin patch.
Do they just paint the watermelons orange?
We'll never know. But here's the thing: you're already in Hawaii, and you're just like, I don't care. I'm in Hawaii. I don't care if you painted this pumpkin orange or this watermelon orange. I mean, this fact I knew: the Michael Myers mask is an old William Shatner mask. Did you know that?
No.
That's the mask from Halloween. It was they were looking for like a freaky mask, and they found this rubber William Shatner mask, and then painted it white.
Did William Shatner like get money for like using his likeness?
I hope so. Well, I don't know. He must have gotten something because he obviously gave the go ahead to sell the masks, but
can you imagine? Okay. So can you imagine right now, because we're actors and comedians, somebody makes a mask of my face. Great. Oh, we love the mask. Then somebody buys that mask and makes a hit horror franchise just by painting the mask of my face white and I'd be like, I'm the monster?
this is why the world is such an unpredictable place. It's stories like that, and I mean this in the most nice, sincere way possible, is why I will never commit suicide. Because every day is so different. And that alone, you're like, you can't predict what's going to happen, so you got to just stick around for the ride and just see what. Sometimes if your face becomes a mask, and then that mask becomes a Halloween staple, who knows?
Especially now, and that was before AI, and now with AI, our faces. There's probably somebody carving our faces onto a pumpkin right now in a different dimension.
I wonder if anyone's ever gone as us for Halloween, or me, or you, or anything. I don't know. They probably would have tagged us in something.
Yeah, I don't.
Or even like when we were in Thailand
so.
for a second, maybe I did something stupid on a scooter, and then a bunch of Thai kids saw me, and then maybe they joke about me. They were like, remember the stupid mustache guy?
Oh, yeah.
That was on the scooter? And then for Halloween, they're like, hey, I'm stupid mustache guy. And they don't know who I am.
Yeah.
It's possible. The fastest pumpkin carving ever took was 16.47 seconds.
I gotta do it faster.
Yeah, well, honestly, I'll just cut it in half. Like, I don't. What's who's to say
what is it of? Like, it's not.
Does it have to be two eyes and a mouth?
What makes a pumpkin carving?
I think jack-o'-lantern has to be two eyes and a mouth. I could probably do it. Does it have to be emptied? Yeah, it has to be eyes, nose, mouth, and ears.
Ears?
No one puts ears on a pumpkin, you freak.
What is this, 1992?
New York City throws the biggest Halloween parade in the U.S. Everyone's chucking pizza slices and fucking, hey, get the fuck out of here. I thought traffic was bad every other time of year. Now there's fucking pumpkins.
Hey, well, I love the Mets.
This is why we'll never move to New York. This is also why New York makes fun of us.
Princesses and superheroes rank as the most popular kids' costumes. Oh, wow.
That makes sense.
Well, we're going to dress up as hot dogs this year.
The most popular costume for dogs, are you listening, Shanch, is pumpkin.
Oh.
Lame. Most popular costume for cats is hiding under the couch, hissing at the very idea, of course.
Wow. What is this person a comedian who wrote this article?
It's
Wait, what does
possible.
this say about Canada? A city in Canada banned teens over 16 from trick-or-treating. Where?
Bathurst, Canada. What? Where the fuck is Bathurst?
I know Bathurst is a street in Toronto.
Yeah, is there also a town based on it?
Wait, what was the fine? Did it say $200,000?
New Brunswick.
Oh.
Wait, the fine $200.
Oh, the fine. Can you imagine? You get fined $200,000 because you're 17 and dress as Dracula?
Here's the thing. If you take the fine, but what if you get over $200 worth of candy? You're just like...
What neighborhoods are you romping through in Bathurst?
Not in New Brunswick, I guess. When was the age that you last trick-or-treated? I might have been 16. I might have been 15, 16.
I actually don't remember.
I remember my last costume.
What was it?
It was The Crow. I was Brandon Lee's The Crow.
Oh.
And I remember I had a growth spurt too, so I was pretty tall, and I was like this. I had this tight black and with like the leathery kind of and the makeup. Do you know The Crow?
No.
The Crow. And I thought that it was like grungy and fucking. It was a real cool movie. But he's like such a. This was my
Ew.
costume.
Oh my god, I can
Basically
see
like
that.
leather clown. I was like a leather clown, and I remember going door to door, and people were like, "Oh."
Oh no.
Yeah, and I was even like, I am so sorry. And
I feel like I was younger. I don't know because I'm trying to think. Like I was literally like 16 and going to Halloween parties and like drinking and stuff. So
not me. I was the Crow. I was going door to door as the Crow.
So I'm trying to think of what my last costume was. We had these cool. My Grammy got these like homemade costumes like from somewhere that were. It was a cow costume and a raccoon, and it had this big head, and it was the best because it's cold in Canada, so we would just be really warm. Anyway,
That's that.
that's that. My face is so hot.
Yeah, we're
Harry
gonna wrap this
Houdini
up.
died on Halloween in 1926.
I have heard of that. That a lot of people do seances to try to get a hold of him. Which, if there is some sort of telephone line to whatever afterlife he's in, and can you imagine on Halloween he's like, "Quit fucking calling! Everyone's calling me right now.
Yeah.
Can you fuck off?" Houdini's trying to enjoy his death day.
Exactly. And if everybody's doing it on Halloween, like pick maybe Christmas.
He's not going to show up to every single one, for
Do it on
God's sake.
Christmas. He's probably lonely on Christmas.
Yeah, do it on a day he doesn't expect. Surprise him on Valentine's Day. Let's do one more. I mean, that one's not very good.
No, that one's sad.
Oh, yeah, the night before Halloween is called Mischief Night. No, it isn't. It's called Devil's Night.
Or Goosey Night?
Goosey Night.
Listen, and it's also called The Irish Are to Blame.
It's called Irish Night. And it's where all the little Irish get mischievous and they put their little fingers on all your potted plants.
What was the guy's name who carried the lantern? Skanky Jack?
No, that's pretty close, actually. It was like Spiky Jack or Stingy Jack.
Oh, what did I say? Skanky Jack?
Yeah. He probably was a bit of a skanky man. But he's not allowed in heaven or hell, so now he's just walking around with a lantern.
Isn't that just purgatory?
Yeah, basically. I guess the world is purgatory when you're Stingy Jack.
I guess.
And the world is your oyster if you want to get out there and enjoy Halloween this year and take all those delicious, sweet, sticky Halloween facts with you on this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to take this wig off and we're going to go to a fall fair and probably get diarrhea.
Yeah, we didn't do any of our segments, and you know what? I'm fine with it.
Yeah, we'll maybe the fall fair will be our warm and fuzzy, or maybe it'll be stupid.
Well, it'll be that was stupid. Matt, where
Do you think
can
we'll
they
go
find-
on a ride?
I don't know, because the whole thing is like you get a friggin' wristband. I feel like going on one ride is not going to be economically feasible.
We'll see. We'll
Feasible?
price it
That's
out.
not the word.
I just don't trust any of them, and then the carnies I know do not care if you die.
I think I'm okay with rides.
Yeah. That's basically when you're walking into a fall fair, all the workers are like, listen, we don't care if any of you die. That's kind of with the food, with anything.
I'll never forget when I was in the 5th grade or 4th grade, and the exhibition in Ottawa had just gotten like a bungee jumping ride, and
God.
somebody died
Really?
at Lansdowne.
The last thing they saw was the Ottawa horizon rushing past them. Wow.
His name was Jerome Charon.
That is the most
And
French
I remember
Canadian
it
name.
because I remember we had to like write some article about something, and that was the fucking sad news story I chose. Anyway, I was like, after that, I'm like, I don't want to go on rides. This is insane.
So if you're going to a fall fair, don't go bungee jumping like old Sharon. Or don't go on anything. Why risk it? Unless you're like a kid and get it out of your system.
He was a kid. I think he was like 16.
Okay.
Anyway, Matt, they can find you.
Just Matt O'Brien on Instagram.
And you
That's
can find me, Julia Comedy, on Instagram, Julia Comedian on Facebook. And guess what? I am in Seattle at Laughs Comedy Club, November 3rd to 4th. Just tell everybody, please.
Candy corn is cheap. Look at all. You can get a whole bunch of it at Target for $5.
Yeah, I don't want
1.5
that.
pounds. You don't need that much candy corn. Maybe I do. We'll see you next week, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Sha-la-la-la-la.